Today I was going to show a little bit about what I do to tag calves. And first thing we use are these tags from the USDA. Now, every state probably uses them a little bit different or whatever. And it's just my opinion. I think you only really need them if cattle are transferring hands multiple times. If you raise an animal for yourself, or you're raising the calf from the beginning and then you sell it for beef, I don't think you really need these tags because they can trace it back to you. I mean, they got from the sale barn, that animal came from you. But if you're raising an animal and then selling it to another person and then to another person, and I'm just talking for dairy, I don't know how it would work for the beef if they use the same tags or not. Or if you're doing anything through the state. Now, like when we go to the fair, they got to have these tags because you got to do health papers, vaccinating them and stuff. So they use these tags as an identification, and it's basically makes a serial number for them. Now, like I said, these tags starts out with two letters or two numbers, 23. I'm pretty sure that's a state code. I think every state, the first two numbers are different, and I think Pennsylvania here is 23. And it's got a 3-letter combination and then 4 numbers. And I don't know how many number combinations this makes up, but years ago we used to, as we got the calves, we would tag them. And you could get the tags from the vet, from the breeder, from the milk tester. I forget who else you could get them from. But like I used to just go to the vet and get 4 or 5 tags at a time, then tag the calves. Well, several years ago here, now they got a whole box. You get the whole box, and it's registered to the farm. So anywhere along the line, they can trace these animals back to me based off these numbers because they're registered in my name. And when we used to get them, like I'd go to the vet, there was a card that came in the box and say I got 5 tags. They would put my name down on them 5 tags and then eventually, sorry about that, eventually turn it into the state. So they had records of them. And then it comes in handy, like back in the 70s, there used to be tuberculosis and brucellosis, I think what it's called, was in the cattle at times. And they tested for it, and they used this as a program. It's been eradicated. I don't think there's been a case in Pennsylvania of either one of them for over 20 years now. But what they would do is they'd come in and test, and then you'd have to have these tags, and then that would follow the testing program through until like I say, they eradicated. I think pretty much the whole United States has been eradicated. I think there was a case of tuberculosis there, TB, in Wisconsin here several years ago. But other than that, like I say, it's just an identification mark, and usually anything that's involved with the state, you use these numbers for. And then I also use these tags. Now, the reason I started using these, like I say, you got heifers out to pasture, and you got one showing signs of heat that she's ready to be bred, but you're not sure if she's old enough or she doesn't quite look big enough. So you try to get her ear tag number, just go look up her age or something, and try to catch a heifer out in the pasture and get them numbers. So back in the early 90s, I started using these tags. So like I say, you see somebody out there acting up doing something, you can look up there, 243, then I can go back and either look off this number or cross it over to this number and know who I'm looking at. Now, these tags, the metal ones, are put in with a pair of pliers like this. And I can get one off here. And all you do is just slide it in there like that. And I usually put these in the right ear. Of Because like I said, when you try to read them, you're standing trying to hold the cow's head and ear. If you have them tagged like, let's see, yeah, the way it would go in there is it would actually be facing the right way so you can read it. And you get it in a good meaty fleshy part, and you gotta make sure you need to leave just a hair bit. And you don't, like I say, you don't want to have the end of the ear clear up in here, because then they work around and could eventually rip out, catch on something. But you don't want to push this clear up to the base of the ear and crimp them, especially if you're doing little calves, because the ear is still growing. So I've had them, like I said, we've done it, we got them too close, and then the ear grows clear out around it, and like I said, it causes problems. You just got to get it just right. And what you do is when you crimp it down, you get pictured here, you can see that in there, there's actually a raised lip in the center of that divot. And when you squeeze these down, that tooth hits off this outside edge, and it actually curls the end of that tooth in, and it locks it. And then they can't come out. You can't remove it unless you cut it out of the ear or anything. So like I say, somebody can't take that out and use it in another animal or something. They're a one and done deal. But I can say these are pretty good. This is the best way to tag them, because you get, I might lose 1 out of 50, or yeah, maybe not quite that, probably 75 to 100. I mean, every once in a while they do lose them and stuff. Now these tags, this one, slip that on the pin, and then let's see, you got to push this spring loaded, you push this in there, and then it holds the tag all in place. And then what happens when you squeeze that down, that pin hits that hole and it punches through, and this pierces the ear. That tip's actually treated with oh, I don't want to say bactericide, but it's not really an antibiotic, but it's got a coating on it to prevent infection. Can't think of what you'd call it. But once you pop that in, and that locks it in. I ain't crazy about tagging small calves with these too early, because I've had a bunch of them rip out over the years. And the other thing, these necks are pretty damn flimsy. I mean, these tags here, you probably lose 1 out of 15. I mean, you lose them all the time, but these, like I say, you usually find a tag, you just get another back, and if they cooperate, you can hit the same hole in the ear again, or else you actually have to pierce it again. And these tags are reusable. I mean, you can actually cut them off, take a pair of side cutters, or they actually make a knife that you can cut them. You could reuse these tags again, but I don't. It's another one and done. I mean, I'm not going to play around. For the bag of 25 costs like 35 bucks or something. I mean, it's not worth trying to save it for anything. And then I say a lot of times, it's like anything else plastic. Eventually they're going to be brittle and stuff, and the numbers fade out somewhat. Like I say, it's just better to buy new tags. But like I say, nowadays you can get tags with RFID in them, where they just got a wand you wave over them and it'll register the cow's information and keep track of it in the computer. You know, this is hand paperwork. You know, the computerized it. They got other options nowadays. And let's see what else I wanted to say about it. But yeah, like I say, that's just for some of the ways it can be done. As I just thought I'd show real quick here. They put the tag in their ears, and like I say, the back sits back there. Yeah, I know you don't like that. Metal tags. Like I say, that one's good. That one's, oh, I know, behave. That one's put in there right. It's not cutting into the back of the ear. And that hole there, let me see. Yeah, I know. You just want somebody to scratch your nose. Like I said, these metal tags can also be used if you register animals. It's part of the thing you can use in the registration papers to identify them. But and then, like I said, the Holsteins. I mean, it's been so long since I registered a cow. I mean, unless you're buying and selling cattle, it's not really worth it to register them. But you'd have to draw on the picture all the spots. Nowadays, I think you could take a picture. I know you can get tags like this from the Holstein Association that has barcoding and unique numbers, and it's like a complete another registration system like that, and that might be all you need nowadays. But see, the problem with these tags is you can change them and move them around, but yeah, as I said, the thing I'm doing has been spitting rain here off and on, so I'll get caught up on getting my calves tagged and getting them records caught up. So it's a little bit of information I thought I'd share, and you leave a comment and rate it, subscribe if you want. I mean, maybe things build up here a little bit. Maybe I'll become one of these famous YouTube channels. I doubt it though. I'm a boring guy, so. But like I say, if you just happen to see this, well, leave a comment, and you can just leave a number 1 to 10 rating the video. You know, like I say, if I'm getting a bunch of 4s and I'm wasting my time, well, do something different. You think it's interesting, or have some other things maybe see around here you'd like a little information on, then give me an 8, 9, 10, or just leave some suggestions. So thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you later.